Join me as I show you how you can recreate these cute and trendy patch pockets as seen in this picture. Hello there, my name is OJ from Orel Sewing Lab, where I teach people how to make their own clothes using proper dressmaking techniques and pattern drafting methods. This picture I got from an Instagram page. I saw it and loved it and thought it would be good to show you how to recreate it. The page is Makamba Official. I hope I'm pronouncing that right anyway. So let's get right into the lesson proper, see how you can recreate it for yourself. I'll begin by cutting two circles. So I'm starting with two squares and I will fold them so that I can get two circles of the same size. The square itself is 13 by 13 inches. Okay, so 13 inches by 13 inches. I'll be folding each square twice so that I can get a circle. So I'll fold this way first and then this way. Once I've got my smaller square fabric folded into four, I can go ahead to mark the point I'll be using to cut the circle. I'm going to be measuring 5.5 inches from here, going all around till I get an arc. After cutting that arc, I will get my circle. Now, if you are looking to get a bigger circle at the end of your project, you can go as high as 6.5 inches. But for this, 5.5 is what I will be using. This is the circle I've got at the end of the day. So these are my two circles, the same size. And next up, I will place one on top of the other. This fabric doesn't really show which side is the wrong side and which is the right side. So I'm just going to use masking tape on the wrong side so that whenever I'm working with it, you can know how I'm placing the fabric. So this portion that's got the masking tape is the wrong side of the fabric. Now I'm going to place these two circles one on top of the other with the right sides touching each other. This is what it's like. Okay, and I'll use pins to hold them in place. From one edge, it can be anywhere around the circumference of this circle, but from one edge I'm going to measure 1.5 inches and then 2 inches. This is the 1.5 inch mark, this is the 2 inch mark. Using this point here, I'm going to draw a circle around using 2 inches as a radius. So I'll be marking from this point 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches until I get a circle here. Now I will fill in the gap so that I can get a full circle, no gaps in between. This will really help me when I have to stitch on this circle. Now it's time to go and sew. I'll stitch on the circle I have drawn, no seam allowance, stitching on the line itself. This has been stitched all around. You can see the black thread there is different so that you can see the stitches. Next step, I'm going to cut this open because I really don't need this anymore. This is what it looks like after that portion has been cut out. If you've got to this step, then you're on the right track, you're doing good. So the allowance left here is less than 2/8 of an inch, but I'm still going to notch around. This is so that the circle can lie really flat and that will make it look so neat. Once I'm done notching round the seam allowance here, I can then turn it right side out. Take out my pin and turn it. This is going to be going in here. Can you see? The right side is now out. The wrong side is where it is supposed to be. All right, I'm going to iron this very neatly so this stays very, very flat. That's what's going to make your pocket look so neat. We're back from the ironing table and this is what I've got. You can see how neat this circle looks. That's exactly what we want to achieve. You can also tell we're almost done with the pocket, okay? Next step, I'm going to weave or serge the whole circumference here. Once I've done that, it will be so easy for me to fold it in by 1/8 of an inch to stitch on my dress wherever I want it to be. That's the beauty of a patch pocket. You can place it anywhere you want. The weaving has been done to lock the raw edge in place so that there's no fraying. You really want your pocket to be very neat inside and outside. Now this is fabric I'll be using as my dress. Remember, this is just an example, but you can place your own pocket. This is the pocket anywhere you want on your own dress. It could be at the side, it could be at one side at the front, it could be at the center front, anywhere you like, okay? But I'm going to be doing this on this rectangle here, this yellow rectangle here. So I'm going to go to my machine to stitch this in place. I won't be stitching it this way, but I'll fold this in about 1/8 of an inch, okay? So this is the front. I'm going to fold in just about 1/8 of an inch. Remember, it's a circle. You don't want a big fold, else it's not going to stay nice and flat, okay? So yeah, this is about 1/8 of an inch, and I'll fold it all around and stitch to this. You can go ahead to use pins if that's going to make your work neater. However you think you're going to do it so that it's so neat at the end of the day, you don't have to work twice or 3 times because you are missing it in some places. Just go ahead and do that. Remember, fold in this woven edge all around. Place your pocket wherever you like, and that's the final stitch. Yes, and our pocket is ready. Look at how pretty this is. Of course, I've stitched down and I have also ironed it. Very important. I wouldn't look this flat if you do not iron it very well. So let's see how this works. Yes, I've got a pocket, and interestingly, this can actually hold stuff in here. It creates a very nice contrast. If you're doing yours, make sure you've got fabric contrast from the two of them. It will really make it pop. Yeah, I could put my hand in here. Whoop, my pocket is in place. Go ahead and recreate yours, and I'll be so happy to see what you are able to come up with.